What's up there guys, and welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. As you can see, I'm wearing a mask, and if you've been to my Instagram account, you would have also seen that a lot of my pictures I'm wearing a mask. There's no specific reason, I just really like the way it looks and it kind of grown on as a style. But lucky for me, I actually was preparing for the coronavirus without me even knowing about it, which is really good because that means I don't have to get used to wearing a mask, as I love it always. Okay, so today's video is going to be about my basic camera bag, like what do I normally carry in it, or what kind of gear do I use on a daily basis. Obviously, I'm not always carrying my camera with me when I'm going out, but when I do, this is the basic gear that normally goes around with me. There is other gear that goes along, but I would much rather leave that and carry the main camera bag, which has all my main components in it. Okay, so this is my camera bag. It's a very small camera bag. This is a Lowepro format BP150. It's extremely small. If I hold it up to my face, you can actually see how small this bag is. But it does the job very well actually. I would love to upgrade eventually to a newer bag, like the Pro Tactic 450, but that will come a lot later on. It's also a much bigger bag compared to this. I do keep the main gear in here, such as the camera, the drone, my filters, the little Gorillapod on the side. It does the job. I have been caught out in the rain with it. I don't think this bag is waterproof. I haven't actually read up on the specs of it, but it did protect my camera and everything inside it. I did have papers inside at the time, and that was not wet at all. So I think it did a pretty good job at preventing the rain from entering the bag. So I'm going to show you what kind of gear I use on a daily basis. If I had to go out for a normal shoot, freelancing around, or just going to shopping centers and I want to grab some pictures, this is the bag I would just grab like that and run, which is perfect. Because it's a really small bag, it doesn't take up much space, just throw it in the back or in the back seat. Keep it even on you, it's not heavy at all, and you're set. Normally when I am doing professional shoots or going to a club or something, I would carry my gimbal, the monitor, and all that in separate bags, which is why I would love to get a Pro Tactic 450, which is a really nice bag. Okay, so now we're going to get into the bag and see what's inside it. I'm going to show my daily gear and the stuff I would carry on a run and gun shoot, or if I just want to go out and shoot for fun. This is the bag that's going to go. It's always the main bag. I don't keep a lot of my gear in here, but I carry the main things that I think I would always need to use. I try to carry less gear because then I use my gear to the max. I don't want to overcarry stuff because I've done that before. The back of the car is always packed with full gear and I don't even use half of it. So I learned to try and work with what I only need or what I think I should need, and that will be it. Also, I do like the color configuration they did on here with the light gray and the black. I really like that. This is rip proof over here, so it has the little squares to prevent it from ripping. Yeah. So if we get into the bag right now, you will see that there's still quite a bit of space in here. So if you need to squeeze like a top or something, you know it's going to get messed, or you want to squeeze some packet of chips, or even just put a cold drink in here, which I would not advise in case it does come open. Bye-bye gear. But yeah, if you want to, you can. I shoot on the Sony A6500, which is amazing. It shoots 4K, 100 frames per second at 1080p. It is a perfect camera. I love the quality that came out of it. What I really love about it actually is that it's small and compact. Instead of carrying a big bulky camera, this does the job perfectly. And I actually put a key rings here on the side because I took the strap off. It becomes annoying when you're using the gimbal. You gotta take it out, then put it back on, take it out and put it back on, take it out and put it back on, take it out and put it back on. But this way, you can just clip it on. Until I realized there was one problem. There's a rattle to it. But nonetheless, I actually don't use the mic too often in terms of sound on this. This is more like a cinema camera for me. Obviously, it's not a professional cinema camera I would love. If any brands out there want to sponsor me, I am more than open to your suggestions. And yeah, I would love a cinema camera. Blackmagic, Red Digital. Okay, so that is the main camera that I would always use. I actually own two cameras. It would be the A6500 and the Nikon D3200. But this has a wider variety and I can switch quickly between modes, which I love. So I normally stick with this as a main camera, and that is more like the behind the scenes and a backup camera just in case this ever does fail, which I really hope it does not. Moving on. If I'm going to a really nice location, or if I know there's going to be sunsets or it's worth carrying it, I would always love to carry the DJI Mavic Air, which is a really nice drone. it's white. Unfortunately with me, white is not the greatest because this drone is dirty. I've cleaned it so many times and it is just messed with sand because most of the locations I actually went to with this drone happen just to be very sandy, and it's not the sand that doesn't stick, it's dirty, dusty red sand everywhere. So I have crashed the drone quite a few times, 3 crashes to be specific. I never had to take it in for repairs. The only thing I damaged was the propellers, which was perfectly fine because those are easily replaceable. The first crash actually happened right here in the room. I got it brand new out of the box, looking bright and shiny, looking sexy as ever, and the controls were actually swapped compared to what I was used to flying the cheap line drones. I powered it on, tried to take off, so if you own one of these, you know that they kind of take off slightly above the ground for a little while when you just lift it, compared to like this cheap line drones where if you hit the throttle it goes full up straight away. This does not, it hovers for a little while above the ground. I did that, trying to maneuver it slightly, and I hit up, which was not up, it was actually forward, and I went straight into the wall. Nothing got damaged, it just bounced around on the wall. I had the heart attack of my life because I thought that was the end of my drone. Just got it brand new out of the box and that happened. So that was horrible. Second crash would be I flew it into a branch outside trying to do some crazy 20 FPV with a DJI drone, which was completely nuts. I got a really good footage, that was it. But the unfortunate part was the very first take wasn't so lucky. I did try it again afterwards, which was more dumb than ever, but I got the shot. Got to risk it for the shot, always. The final time I crashed was actually into a mountainside, which if you watch one of my vlogs, which will come up here, I think the previous vlog actually. So I keep the controller right next to the drone so it doesn't get lost, but it's a really small bag, so it can't actually get lost. It just makes it easier if everything is kind of organized in the bag, so when I'm looking for something, I'm not digging through the rest of the gear to find the remote only or just the batteries. Okay, so if you look at this, it's pretty much it that goes in the bag. My camera, drone, and then remote with all the other accessories, which happen to be the battery, and then just the strap. Now, remember earlier on I told you I put the key rings on the camera actually, was for the reason of this. So this would just clip, and if I'm in a risky situation, I know I'm safe. And if I'm throwing it on the gimbal, I can just unclip and I don't have to take the straps off completely. But then again, it didn't actually make much of a difference because I don't always use the sound from the camera, so risking the sound was not too bad. And if I do use a mic, you don't pick it up 100%, it's very minute. But if I'm doing a professional shoot that needs proper sound, I would actually take that out. Okay, so the last things in the bag actually would just be this little section here that if you lift it up, there's only 2 little items in here. It would be a mini HDMI cable, it's under a meter long, mainly to sorry about that. Mainly so it runs from the camera onto the monitor when I'm running on the gimbal. It's perfect length, it's not too long, and it's not too hard, so it doesn't put a lot of strain on the gimbal, which is fine. It's a normal HDMI to HDMI, and I use a converter at the end, so it goes from HDMI to micro HDMI. Okay, so this box here just contains some horseshoe mounts and the speed flash triggers. Not much actually goes in the specific section where this came out, unless it's a few cables, and that is it. The reason why this stays in the bag so often is because I replace the drone with the speed flash. It's either the speed flash or the drone is going to be in the bag, depending on what kind of project I have or what shoot I'm going to be using it for. So if it's photography based and it's at night, I know carry the flash. If it's going to be a lot of video, then I would just either carry the drone, because the camera does really good in low light. I'm very impressed with it. The ISO levels actually on it is a lot better compared to my Nikon D3200. I've pushed the ISO levels to 12,800 and the results I got was actually quite good. So if you take a look inside the bag, there's absolutely nothing in here. All this can be configured to however you want it. There is a little pouch here, and there's only one thing I have in here, and that is the neutral density filter. I barely use this now, mainly because it doesn't fit on the Sony, unfortunately. This was actually bought when I had the D3200, which I currently still have. It's recording me right now. So I need to get a step down ring to use this. It's just, I need a single step down, because it's just bare minimum missing the perfect size, unfortunately. But I keep it in here just in case I ever do need to use it, or I do have the step up ring from one of the other crew members that might just luckily have it. You'll never know. But I just carry it in case. Sometimes the D3200 does come with me, and then I'll just throw this on there because it captures behind the scenes or it does another job that's a little more risky, and I would rather put this at risk than my Sony A6500. So we have these side pouches here if you need to just put a bottle of water or whatever you want to put in there. On this side here I got the Gorillapod. I got this at the Photo and Film Expo. It's not the best, got it really cheap, it was $100, but it does the job, so I'm happy. And then we have one small compartment which is here in the front, the zip piece. Nothing exciting in there except for a whole lot of batteries, not much accessories. I just keep all speed flash batteries in there, the Sony batteries, and the only other thing I would really like to get to, hold on, it's like a little goodie bag, you gotta search for it. There we go. Would be the Leatherman. I specifically always keep this because your camera gear always requires screws. If it's tightening something, if it's loosening something, if you need to cut something on set, this is probably by far one of the most helpful things you can have in your camera bag. If you have the money for one of these, or if you have one of these and it's not in your camera bag, get it in your camera bag right now because it's extremely helpful. Yeah, that is all the gear I would use if I have to go shoot with some friends, or if I'm just going out and I want to shoot. Very basic, very useful, and very light. The good thing is it's a small bag, it's light gear, it's not going to kill your back, you're not going to suffer back pains by the end of the day and sitting on the couch regretting it all. I keep a single lens on the A6500, which is the 18-135. Perfect for zoom shots and some very close-up shots. It is perfect. Never had a problem. The mic does go in the bag, it's just out of frame. That always does go on the top. It's very flat, so it doesn't disturb anything, it's not going to get damaged. Again, very light, very useful, which is perfect for just a quick shoot, going out for a few hours and you want to capture some cool content. I would highly recommend having a very light setup. It doesn't have to be like my setup, but a very light setup would do perfectly. Hey guys, please don't forget to like this video and please subscribe. Those likes mean a lot, especially being a micro creator and getting started in this industry. Those mean a lot to me. And I actually forgot to touch on one thing, and that was the room. I actually painted the wall. If you remember before, it was ugly and white like this. Now it has a much more better contrast to this, and I actually like the look. It goes well. I have the LEDs running on the table behind me, which is perfect. And yeah, see you all in the next vlog.